And we're off. It is Tuesday, September 5th, 2023 AD, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. Gonna have a fun show. It's 9:01:41 a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time here in Los Angeles. I'm gonna rehash that D.C. protest with bleeps in it. Okay, I think it's fun. Let's watch and laugh at the people, the angry people, cussing and yelling and not liking being videotaped and saying, "I got kids to feed, B-word." Don't say that, kids. Some development on the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. Did you know that they have been sued for defamation more than once? And Elon Musk himself, based Elon Musk. I throw around that word. Some say I kid too much, and it may be true. Elon Musk is going to sue them too for defamation because they're tearing down the value of the perceived value. Perceived value means monetary value, okay? Not real, true, godly value, but monetary value in this fallen world of Twitter, also known as X, better known as X now. Alex Jones said something funny on ADL. I want to get to Bigg Bump's story on NASCAR, and I do have a super chat for Bigg Bump to read and to which to respond. The one came in sort of later in the show. I mean, 6 minutes till the end of the show. And I didn't see it until after the show. And it was a question for Bigg Bump about sin. And so I'll have to send that over to Bigg Bump. But I already kind of know what he would say. So I'll respond to that in your other super chats and take your calls. Smash Mouth guy died. Drinking warning, a drinking warning. Right on to the warners against drinking, which does not apparently include commie nonsense, at least not in the headline. That should be the headline. Forced vaccinations. So many different stories that I would like to cover today. Forced vaccinations. It's fake news. It's misinformation. It's disinformation. It's malinformation. But in a way, they are were trying to force you, and maybe are, I don't know, to this day. So, and some other things, okay? So, hope you enjoy it, guys. But anyway, let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. What's this type of shirt that I'm wearing, Hassan? You called it something. Henley?
Oh, yeah. From my knowledge, I believe it's a Henley.
A Henley t-shirt. Let me explain what a Henley shirt is.
Well, usually they're long sleeve, but not always. I mean, I think they kind of derive from the hunting pajama collection.
Oh, interesting.
But
Hunting, like specifically like deer hunting type of hunting? Is that word, hunting?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah, like, kind of that world.
Okay.
But very, very nice, very cool, very.
Yeah, I like the
shirts.
style. Yeah, I searched it and sure enough, yeah, it has like a very thin collar, very low profile collar. It doesn't have that folding flap up collar that you can pop your collar and look cool. I don't know if that looks. I never really knew that whether that looked cool or not, but whatever. But it has some buttons on it. Normally, I just wear a T-shirt, and this is a Henley. I learned from Hassan. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And it's tan, and it's 100% cotton, I believe, which I like. 100% cotton, less prone to stink than polyester.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll have like thermals.
Yeah.
You know, like the Long John,
Right.
Henley.
Okay.
I think that's sort of where it derived from, but
Right on.
very cool style.
Hake style is casual and extra white, says Tyler. I think I unbanned you, man, from YouTube when I saw your chat over on American Anchor Baby or JLP or somewhere. It's a cute tee, says Ivana. Well, thank you, Ivana. She just called it a tee. That's how I'm wearing it. Okay, let me get to a call, guys, because I want to keep it moving. Did you catch Bigg Bump yesterday? What'd you think of Bigg Bump, Hassan?
Love Bigg Bump. Incredible.
Yeah, Bigg Bump. Bigg Bump.
The Bigg Bump Hake duo is amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate Bigg Bump. He's a solid guy, a Bond guy, and his own man, a family man. And he says everyone is possessed, including my daughters, my wife. And he said that when he was guest hosting for Hake about a year ago, maybe a little less, because a year ago I was out for months. So anyway, thank you to Bigg Bump. And I'll be reading more super chats related to you, at least one. And I'll be stealing a story from Bigg Bump because I didn't do justice to a NASCAR diversity story that he brought for yesterday. But it's time for calls right now. CJ in Texas is on the line. CJ, it's good to hear from you, man.
Hey.
Hey, you came in rough just now. Are you there? Let me check. Can you hear me? Oh, no, it's kind of coming in as... Let me put you on hold there, CJ. Don't hang up. And we'll check your phone. We may have to have him hang up and call back. Bigg Bump, cool. America first. AF, America first. Don't use that abbreviation, kids. Ivana says, I like neutral colors, even though I wear loud colors. She wears loud colors. I thought it was cool until I realized his collar was unpoppable. Okay, let me dive right into this story while we get CJ squared away. Which story? Let's rehash this clip. Before we get back to CJ, clip 11A. Enjoy this clip. Hassan, share clip 11A. I've been meaning to play this all last week, maybe even the week before. I don't know. That DC protest from, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, okay? They, climate non-deniers, we'll call them, blocked the road as they're prone to do, lamos, trying to spread because they feel this sense of climate anxiety. They're lame-o hippies, okay? I'm calling them hippies. And they are blocking the road to spread awareness and get media attention and make people angry. And it was successful with those angry liberals, and I do call them liberals, in Washington, D.C. Here it is. Enjoy. It is bleeped properly, right? And I didn't cover up there. She did not have a middle finger after all. I think she was pointing. So I didn't censor any visuals, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. I wanted to share this with Bigg Bump co-hosting. I was trying to play this all last week, and I played all loud with cussing on Friday, I think. Friday? I'll explain it for the tech people after this. Here, enjoy.
I want to walk. I want to go to walk. Don't try to talk me, man. Try to talk me. I want to go to walk. I wanna go to
Asian
walk.
man ripping off their banners. White lady, I don't know if she's real white, normal white, cussing the most.
We gotta go to work.
Working woman all stressed. She gets in the face of the gal.
What the are they doing? Nothing.
Oops, sorry. I didn't hear the Asian man cuss right there.
Y'all couldn't
find a better way to protest it. Get out here.
Yeah, I need to stop all these.
Nice black man. Y'all can find a better way to protest.
I gotta go to work and you can do anything.
See, there are working blacks in D.C.
I wish I could beat all y'all.
I wish I could beat all y'all's bleeping bleeps. And these climate people are committed to nonviolence.
You don't think we know the earth is melting?
It's not melting, lady. Well, I don't know. Far be it from me to deny. I disavow. It's like a 3-lane highway or something. This is where, yeah. She's entertaining, or amusing anyway. See these multiple black guys, heavy-set black guys working or trying to commute. This makes no sense. The Asian man was cussing, kind of following the bad example of the gal. Asians do stress sometimes. Look at these climate people just sitting on the road, and they're elderly-looking ones, some of them. One of them was a gal called the B word, mildly attractive younger. Oh, this guy gets mad.
Sir, DC is a
Do you really want to keep me? Do you really want to keep playing with me in this camera? Do you still want to keep playing with me in this camera?
Sure.
I will smack you in that camera. Get that out of my face.
DC is a one-party.
This is just media, independent media. I don't think he's a climate activist. He's just documenting, which may be sort of activism in itself. Signal boosting, and Hake signal boosting.
I'm giving you your moment, but you're not.
The guy's mad at being video recorded. It's a public road. You can record people in public if they're in public. It's polite not to if they don't want it. It's polite to ask permission, but you don't have to. So anyway, wasn't that interesting? The most effeminate younger black guy getting all mad. I will make you swallow your camera. Wow, he's making threats on camera. That guy should press charges. The cameraman should press charges. That was shared by News to Share, and I covered it last week. Who did it? Who shared it? I actually covered it, shared a clip from this past couple of days episode on the Hake Report, and it did have the cussing, but all the info's there. So I don't know if that guy was, the guy who was recording was supporting them, or if he was just documenting it. Okay? But media, by documenting it, it is somewhat supporting. And that's why the mainstream media, by the way, when they don't want to support something, they won't document it. They will ignore it as much as they can if it doesn't have a whole lot of sway. Like the Tea Party, they tried to downplay it until it got too big to ignore. And then they called it racist. Oh, it's mostly white. When the racial breakdown of the Tea Party was pretty normy. It was like everybody. It was like pretty much the racial breakdown of the country, you know? Like such and such percent Asian, such and such percent Hispanic, such and such percent black. Pretty consistent. But anyway. Drive, they will move, says Jupiter. Whoa. I know. Yeah, that takes some nerve, though. That takes some resoluteness, because nobody wants to, well, some people do. Drive over people. That's not good. Or into people. It's not a good feeling for the faint of heart. But some people are cold-hearted, and they don't mind that. So I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it was amusing to you guys. Nice. CJ is ready in Texas, I believe. CJ, thanks for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. That's so much better.
Nice. Hey, I remember when the Hakester would say, to this day, as he just did with the vaccines, there was a sound clip that always got played for that back in the good days.
To this day.
Thank you, Deontay. Yeah, this new board operator is not as persistent and consistent and tireless with that drop as our old board operator.
Yeah, congratulations on getting up to 43 viewers per staff member yesterday. And today I want to congratulate you for having about 25 viewers per staff member right now.
Indeed. I know. That was an I was thinking about that super chat this morning when I woke up.
Oh, hey, don't let me live rent-free inside your head, man.
Indeed, you do. That was it's an insightful chat for sure, man. Thank you.
Well, maybe just send other super chats about how to make your show less morally not straight.
I appreciate
maybe just don't let it get dominated by gays.
Right. Thank you, man, for the constructive criticism and the support, dude. I appreciate that, for real.
You're welcome. I also... I love your show.
Thanks,
so I wanted to talk to you about. I've been dating this Filipino girl.
Oh, really?
Right?
Are you serious?
Yeah. And she's,
okay.
Yeah. And she's a Mormon.
Okay.
And we were talking, and she says, "Oh, maybe when we get married someday, babe, if you will let me, I could teach English. I've done that before."
Oh,
and
wow.
I say, "What do you mean if I will let you?" She's like, "Well, if you let me do that, I could do that." I'm like, "Are you asking me if it's okay for you to like have a job?" And she's like, "Yes."
Wow. Isn't that somewhat refreshing?
And I was like, who taught you this? I was like, "Don't you have a job right now?" She's like, "Yes, I have a job right now. But if we get married, then my husband will rule me."
Interesting. See,
Interesting or just super freaking based AF, man. I'm like, okay, you'll have a job while you're single, but as soon as you get married, it will be up to your husband to tell you if you can have a job or not. And she's like, "Yes, exactly. When we get married, we are ruled by our husbands."
You know what? It's funny that you call it super based, and because that should be the norm, that should be just par for the course for a woman's and a man's thinking.
Yeah, it's funny that you say it's funny that I call it base, because what's normal is what we call the base.
Right. Good point. That's
right.
True. Duh.
Oh, my God. You deviated so far from the base. You
right.
think the base is something abnormal.
Yeah.
Base,
I know.
Man.
That's true. That's how I explain it to JLP, that based just means based on the truth.
I know, man, but then I got friends that are like pretty based, right? But then they're like, they're telling me, "Dude, you got to get like a white woman."
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, man, I would put a white woman out on the curb with a sign around her neck, the standard American white woman with a sign around her neck that said "free" on the sidewalk. I wouldn't even pay the garbage disposal company to pick a standard American white woman up. I would just see if I could give her away for free and not have to pay the disposal fee.
That's a shame that you've given up on them so badly, in my opinion.
I didn't give up on them. They gave up on themselves. They did? That's like saying that a stripper, that's like saying that's like calling a stripper a hoe. And then you say, like, "Don't disrespect her." Like, I'm not disrespecting her. She disrespected herself.
True.
I'm just calling it what it is. Standard American white women are worth less than garbage.
Oh, come on. I disavow that. That you can't say that's dehumanizing language for the sake of my channel. But I understand your point.
Is it dehumanizing to say that to say that I value them less than? Oh, I guess that is kind of dehumanizing, right? Like, Here, wait, I value humans. Standard American white women I consider to be worth less than trash.
Right.
No, you're right.
It is.
That's dehumanizing language. I'm sorry, disavow.
Right.
For the sake of your channel, disavow.
Yeah, of
but
course.
In principle, you kind of secretly agree with me.
When you say standard, meaning the typical
Like
woman,
if you were to just pick one out of a hat,
right? Then chances are that they are brainwashed and a mess and difficult to deal with. And all
do you
that.
agree that they're probably worth less than trash?
It's not that, because I don't care what
Trash has value. You have to pay somebody to take your trash away.
I know,
there's
but
value to that. Like I'm talking like just
and sometimes
something
you
that
have to pay
put on the side of the sidewalk with a sign that says "Please pick up. I'm free."
Right, but you have to pay. You have to pay to live apart from the trashy mothers and their children who are overly rambunctious. You know, you have to pay a certain amount to live away from the riffraff. So these people do have value as well, man.
No kidding, dude. I have to pay $3,000 every time I go and see this girl for a couple months. But you know what? She's like.
So you believe in this interracial stuff?
Huh?
You believe in this interracial dating stuff?
I used to not.
Oh, okay.
I really did used to not until I started meeting some South Pacific, East Asian women, and then and they're just like, I don't even understand what happens in America when they say that a boy is a girl and a girl is a boy. They're like, here we have girly boys.
Yeah.
They're boys that dress up like girls, and they get surgeries, but they're boys, but they're girly boys. I'm like, yes, that's right. She's like, but in America, girls are actually boys? Like, they think that? I'm like, I can't explain it to you. It's just absolute insanity. And over there, they're still sane. Like, it's like, I start to realize it's actually only
what do you think about,
what do you think about absolutely turning into Sodom and Gomorrah, and the rest of the world is just laughing at us.
The non-white world, basically, because the white world.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's even happening soon. But I mean, France is going to be a Muslim country in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So it won't even be a white country. And Europe, England's following close behind. And
New Zealand, Australia, all those countries are Canada. They're a mess. But basically, those are all America, huh?
Yeah, but then I deal with my Christian friends that then, like, okay, so there's the racial thing. That's fine. Almost every one of my base friends agrees that this girl her attitude is at least.
But what do you think about
thing they've ever heard of like they have said they've never met a girl with a more base attitude than that. And then I say, yeah, dude, but it's kind of like, I think it comes from her Mormonism.
Oh yeah, because she's Mormon. I know a Filipino Mormon. That was my first Filipino friend, and he was not Mormon. He was Jehovah's Witness. We would argue about
J-Dub.
We would argue about the Trinity in 7th grade or 8th grade or something like that.
Yeah, I really love the Jehovah's Witnesses when they say that Jehovah is the real true name of Christ, and I was like, but the letter J didn't exist until the 1600s.
Nice. So what do you think about the fact that they still have that evil woman spirit, though?
She doesn't.
She doesn't?
Nah, man. Like we were, like I was out there hanging out.
Did she
there.
used to?
I got a cold, man. She just sit down, just lay here, put a towel on your neck. She's like, let me just massage your back for you, and she just sat there and just like just nothing evil about her at all. Just like, I mean, it's weird to think that there's like an evil woman spirit because that is the standard American woman.
No, but that's the standard human being. That's standard for women and female-minded angry men.
So I wanted to talk to you about the Mormon Church because I always thought it was just freaking some cult and stuff, and I don't know, maybe it is, but they got really funny roots, right? They got funny stories, hard to believe about how it all came about.
Yeah.
And I'm telling this to my friend because he's like, well, what about this and what about that? I said, but you're looking at the roots. Like what Jesus taught us to do is
look at the fruits.
to look at the fruits.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, their marriage success rate, every time they open up a temple, every time these Mormons do anything, their family structure is super strong. They all tithe. They go to church all the time. They're happy, right? You can go onto any Mormon person's Facebook page, man, and it's just pictures of them smiling with their whole family.
Yeah.
And so the fruits are just there. And
but that's not
you can
entirely.
talk to me all day long about theology, but
right?
When your divorce rate in your church is over 50%,
yeah,
and your women are mouthing off in church,
True.
and I mean, it's like your religion bears no fruits, but you're like, but look at the roots of it. It's rooted in goodness. It's like, yeah, but it bears evil fruit.
Yeah, and it's getting rotten even in America. The Mormon church, because although it is men-led still, I like that, but the men are not fully men. Look at Mitt Romney, for example, and look at how they're kind of anti-racist. I get that Mitt Romney may not be a fair representation of Mormons, but look at how they're kind of...
He's a politician. He's
I know,
a
but
politician.
they're good.
And then
but I've known some
Mormons.
Mormons. I've known some Mormons, and they smile, they have their families, but they're a little nicey nice and weak is
They're
my
a little
impression.
Nice? What does that mean? They're nice?
Yeah, and weak.
Like saying nicey nice is just as bad as arty art. Can we not make an adjective out of the same word that we're describing?
You can.
It's a little nicey
you can not
nice.
do that.
Like, what does that mean?
But I can't.
Does that mean that it's nice in the way that nice is nice?
It's to be more dismissive of the term nice rather than just say nice. But nice, by nice I mean weak. They're anti-racist.
With this girl,
let me tell you a story about
anti-racist. They didn't even allow blacks to be in their priesthood.
I know, but they're
70s.
weak now. That's what I'm saying. Is they're weak now.
Your church is led by a black man.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about weakness.
I just said they didn't even allow blacks to be in the priesthood until the 70s, and you said, yeah, but they're weak now. And
right.
I'm like, your church is led by a black man.
I know, but my church is not anti-racist.
I know, but they've never had a black president of the Mormon church. There ain't never been a black president of the Mormon church.
Ain't no buts. Let me explain why I have this position. Let me explain why I have this position on the Mormons. I had a coworker at a past job who was a tough, although he was portly, he's a heavy-set man, but he was a young Mormon family man. Well, he had a blended family. He married a woman who had kids, which was sort of unusual, but he and I would argue 10 years ago about the Trayvon Martin situation. I was like, George Zimmerman, innocent. And then he was all acting like George Zimmerman only shot him because he got his A word kicked. And this guy is studying to be a lawyer. He asked me for money, by the way. And so these people are not, the fruit is not, although they are smiling families, they're not as strong and solid and morally based as you may think, at least not in America. I can't comment on the Philippines. He literally thought that Trayvon was innocent.
In the Philippine church, the Mormon church that I went to, in their hymn book, they have the Star Spangled Banner as a church hymn.
These are all great things, but that's
verses, not one verse. All 4 verses of the American Star Spangled Banner is in their hymn book.
But you're looking at the surface of things, man.
I'm sorry. I mean,
oh no, you're breaking up again. Are you walking into a bad zone or something? You walking around at all?
I'm just sitting in a chair.
Okay. Nice. Based.
With 980 megabytes per second internet.
That sounds pretty good, I think.
Pretty good.
I don't know tech.
Better than you're rocking, dude. I'm pretty sure it's on your end. But I don't know, man. I went to some of their church services, and the women were just dressed very modestly. Every single woman there had a dress on. All of them sounded like they'd taken voice lessons their entire life. When they broke out into chorus, they
Nice.
just sang hymns. They didn't have idolatry. They didn't spend like a lot. Like there's no crosses and crucifixions of Jesus anywhere in their church. Like, and they really just spend a lot of time like talking about. I thought, well, they're going to spend all this time talking about Joseph Smith and this and that. And that it was just 100% of the time it was just Jesus. The women were pretty much quiet, except for I guess one day a month they let the women come up and give their testimonies and crud with the other guys. But for the most part, and then they shuttle the women all off to their own place, and the women teach the women, and the men teach the men, and they don't let women. They weren't having women teaching men. Like the men went to the men's studies, and the women went to the what do they call it? They call it the Relief Society. Like the women go and they learn how to do charity and how to sew. Every single woman there knows how to sew a dress and tailor one. Every woman there.
Again, these are surface things, man. These are just surface things. They're good. They're fine. They should be the standard. It should be what America is. But it's last quick point. Nick says, "I know."
Are you saying that?
I'm saying that within they're still weak. They're still weak and evil.
That a strong within will have a weak exterior.
No, I'm not saying that.
Or will a strong within exhibit a strong exterior?
But they don't have a strong exterior. They just have the right show. Nick says, I know Muslim mothers, all quiet, modest in their coverings, but hell to pay. So you don't know what's going on behind closed doors with all these Mormon families.
Okay. Nick just says hell to pay. What does that mean?
Meaning the women have that satanic spirit in them still, even though they... If it's happening behind closed
doors, how does Nick know about it?
Oh, I said closed doors. The kids are all messed up.
I thought you said that Nick said, I know lots of nice Muslim women, but behind closed doors, there's hell to pay.
No, I put in the behind closed doors. He said the kids are all messed up. It's all over the family. His grandma, Hassan's grandmama, etc.
And where do these Muslims...
Why are you closing your eyes to reality of all human beings are evil?
And where do these Muslims live that Nick knows?
Last quick question. Why are you closing your eyes to the... No. We're not going to get into Nick. You can talk to Nick on Nick's show. I just wanted
all those Muslims live in America, and there's just standard American trashy women that belong on the curb with a sign that says free around their neck and aren't worth putting in the garbage.
CJ, last quick point. Last quick question.
All right.
Why are you closing your eyes to the reality that all women, including your girlfriend, are evil?
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying she's kind of based.
But you said you don't see any evil spirit in her.
I mean, there might be one in there. I'm not saying that there's not. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
Okay. Cool, man. I totally wish you well. Interesting call, man.
Usually it comes out on like the second date.
Oh, yeah.
Standard American piece of trash.
Maybe it'll come out the second year of marriage if you marry this gal.
Hey, next time I'll have to figure out how to call you from the Philippines, man.
Skype. It's free via Skype. 1-888-775-3773. You know that I hear from that man from Bulgaria all the time, and he's calling via Skype using 1-888-775-3773.
Yeah, put it into WhatsApp, and it didn't work. I didn't know it was Skype.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, maybe next time I'm out there, I'll give you a shout.
WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, which is evil. Skype is owned by Microsoft, which is inferior, but it works.
Microsoft is the one that makes us put virus vaccines in our bodies through Bill Gates. He's so awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to hang up, but why don't you make sure you hang up before I do?
I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Take care. CJ in Texas, always thoughtful. He did not give me the click. For some reason, I got stressed in that call. Nice, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the call. I was not aware that he was... although, based on his voice, I'm not surprised. Anyway, I got to read some super chats we're past the bottom of the hour here. djonpaw with a diamond on D Live. Did you know that Hake streams on D Live? I sort of neglect D Live. I treat them like the redheaded stepchildren. Shameful. He says, wow, I really like this CJ dude. Nice. I like him too. It's sort of a like-hate relationship. He makes me nervous. But thank you, Jean-Paul. And thanks again. Yeah, that's CJ. Right on. Over on Streamlabs, Lin Yan Chin, our faithful super chatter, Lin Yan Chin extraordinaire, says, this is a comment on yesterday's show with Bigg Bump. There is no proper amount of pride. That was a phrase that I used yesterday talking with Bigg Bump about, I guess, men being men. I don't know. Every point of pride is a state of vanity. It's all satanic hype, sucking clout chaser delusions to be proud. Satanic hype sucking clout chaser delusions to be proud. Pride is not honor, and he spells it the Canadian way, you know, the British way with the U, O-U-R. It's H-O-N-O-R in America, but thank you for your Canadian super chat. It's Mama Drama. The parade is aptly named as Pride. Pride is not good, Lord Goodhair. Thank you, Lin Yan Chin. Nice. Maybe it's a figure of speech to call it what I called it. Necio bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com saying, I like protesting against picket signs, but I don't know how to show it. Because he can't, if he's protesting against picket signs, he can't hold a picket sign to protest against the picket sign. You can't have well, you can, but you can have an anti-picket sign if you like. No, I protest no picket signs. And that would be kind of like American Anchor Baby. It's an anti-anchor baby. Nice. Robert bought a coffee. Robert E.K. bought a coffee yesterday late in the show. I suppose I'll give this in a guest section. And he asks, this was for Bigg Bump. Man, I lost my place. Okay, ask the guest, that is Bigg Bump, B-I-G-G-B-U-M-P, if he thinks murder, adultery, stealing, pedophilia, etc., which is a phrase that I use to avoid using that word for, violating kids in the S-word way, or being into that or something like that, are sins. Ask Bigg Bump if murder, adultery, stealing, this perversion towards kids, etc., of those sins. They clearly are, alleges Robert. They are grounded in anger, resentment, and trying to be God, he says. But anger is not the only sin, he says. Some sins are not unto death, though. 1 John says that, I believe, according to him. Interesting, Robert. I think that Bigg Bump would say, and I'll text this over to Bigg Bump. I think that Bigg Bump would say those are the symptoms of the sin. The sin is what causes you to do those things. In Romans, it's used in different ways, right? In other parts of the Bible, it's used in different ways. The word sin. But I think in one portion of Romans, Paul says, sin living in me does it. It's not I who do it, but sin living in me who does it, that does it, something like that. And so that's an interesting way to look at sin as the evil nature possessing you. It's not you. And the act is not the sin, but the the attachment to that possession, I guess, is the sin. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know what Bigg Bump would say, but that's what my guess is that he would say. So yeah, in a matter of speaking, I suppose you could call those things sins, but they're not actually even listed as sins. They are, I think, they are evil. They're things to stay away from, I think. You kidding me? But they're what, those are the symptoms of sin. Bigg Bump responds, hey, he's quick. Yes, those are symptoms of sin. Sin is pretending or playing God. Pretending to be God or playing God. Acting like you're God, thinking that you're God. Without even overtly thinking that. Nice. So that's cool. Hope that helps you understand his position, Robert, in the coffee. Thank you for that coffee. I'm glad that we were able to get to that. Lin Yan Shin says, higher than normal pulse of insecurity. That's what drives the rapid tangent writing of CJ today. He, quote unquote he, downgraded into a spurge. By spurge, do you mean spurg? S-P-E-R-G? Because you spelled it S-P-U-R-G-E. Interesting. This is due to having no inner stillness. And he calls him a she. She sounds like a broken sexual. Wow, whoa. I disavow that. But this is constructive criticism from Lin Yan Shin for my caller. That GF, quote unquote, of quote unquote his, must be a biological male. I disavow that, Lin Yan Shin. You guys are so vicious and speculative. But maybe you're kidding. You kid, right? You kid. You guys make me nervous. All right. Before I get back to calls, I want to get to this story. ADL development. I have some screenshots for you. I'll try to plow through this more quickly than some of my prior ADL stories, at least one. Elon Musk tweeted on September 4th, yesterday. 4th or 4th? 3:41 p.m., September 4th, 2023 AD. This is Pacific Daylight Time anyway. To clear our platform's name on the manner of anti-S Semitism. Nice. I like that he didn't spell it with all one word, like the kiss-ups in the mainstream media and Wikipedia and activists, Jewish victimhood activists do. To clear our platform's name on the matter of anti-Semitism, it looks like we have no choice but to file a defamation lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League. Oh, the irony, he says. And it took me a second to understand, but it says defamation lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League. And I make the point that they defame whites by calling them racist when there's no such thing. But they're blind. They're blind, and they're evil, and they're doing their job to push evil in the world, fighting hate for good. But when you're fighting hate, you're hating the haters, and you're hating even people who may have love in their hearts, like our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. Or I don't know if ADL has targeted JLP before. Maybe not. SPLC has, Southern Poverty Law Center. Another anti-hate group, if you believe in such a term as hate group. Wow, my coaster's far away today. My bag. I noticed that I was far away from the mic, so Bigg Bump's mic was picking me up, so I sounded kind of hollow yesterday. My bag. Is it my bag or my bad? ALX tweeted in reply to this tweet here from Elon Musk about defamation suit against ADL. Oh, the irony. ALX tweeted, this is number 2, Hassan. Wouldn't be the first time the Defamation League, he calls them just the Defamation League, would be found to have defamed people, laughing face emoji, sideways with tears coming out. And he shares a screenshot of a U.S. News by J correspondent in May 12th, year 2000. Judge fines ADL $10.5 million, which actually may have meant a little bit more than it does today. in the Colorado defamation suit. And Elon Musk responds, interesting. In our case, they would potentially be on the hook for destroying half the value of the company, so roughly $22 billion, since he paid $44 billion for Twitter, which is now called X. Nice. He goes on with more replies under this reply thread from ALX with number 3, Hassan. Based on what we've heard from our advertisers, ADL seems to be responsible for... They pretend to stand up for Jewish people, right? And stand against hate. Fighting hate for good. Jonathan Greenblatt said that globalism is an anti-Semitic dog whistle or something like that. Spoiler alert, used to share that tweet from years ago. Based on what we've heard from our advertisers, says Elon Musk, the owner, ADL seems responsible for most of our revenue loss, giving them maximum benefit of the doubt, because that's only fair. ADL is not the only evil-minded people, right? It's the whole culture is evil-minded for the most part. I don't see any scenario where they're responsible for less than 10% of the value destruction. So about $4 billion. So he says documentary discovery of all communications between the ADL and its advertisers and our advertisers will tell the full story. Document discovery. Interesting. Maybe it was spoken on the phone and it wasn't documented. I don't know. Interesting. And then he also follows up with a reply that advertisers avoid controversy. Controversy. Lame. So some people are controlled by advertisers, including Hake. Except I don't really rely on advertisers. I rely on your donations from viewers like you. But anyway, so all that is needed for ADL to crush our U.S. and European ad revenue is to make unfounded accusations. Unfounded, of course. But it has to appear founded in some sense, right? Because they deceive with facts, right? Because they're into facts, not truth. Some people are not even into facts or truth. Some people. But anyway, I prefer the people who are not into facts or truth to the people who are into facts but not truth. Because they're less snake-like and deceptive. They're just more womanly or something. I don't know. But anyway, they have much less power, points out Elon Musk, in Asia. Because Asia, our revenue there is still strong from the advertisers in Asia. They don't care about the ADL. Asia doesn't care about they don't care about the Jewish victims, victim-minded people as much. This controversy, quote unquote, causes advertisers to pause, but that pause is permanent until ADL gives the green light, which they will do without us agreeing to secretly suspend, ooh, he split his infinitive, or shadow ban any account they don't like. Wow. That's the relationship ADL has had with X/Twitter for many years. Presumably, they have that with all Western search or social media organizations. You know how Google search, you don't find the cool, interesting stuff anymore. It's only the approved stuff, mainstream stuff. YouTube, too. It used to be you find the most watched and activity leveled and liked videos. Now it's mainstream media stuff that pollutes your YouTube searches. It's terrible. It's a shame. It used to be you couldn't even find JLP's channel. He was that shadow banned for a while. Matt Wallace, 888, and I disavow him, but I don't know, because just preemptively, right? Because the number 8. 8's lucky in Chinese, I guess, but 8 is evil, Hitler, and bad stuff, and hail, and evil things like that in white, or at least according to ADL in white. That's how I learned it from the ADL. All these hate symbols. Elon Musk exposing the ADL, he does in all caps, is one of the most important, show number 4. One of the most important things for society. The Anti-Defamation League has been pulling the woke strings. Oh, don't use that term. Behind the scenes for decades. They have played a major role in the degradation of Western society. Exclamation mark, triangle sign emoji with the yellow alert. Pretty funny. Did you show number 3B when I was reading it? Thanks, man. Nice. I have so many screenshots, and I have this board operator, Hassan, my trusty sidekick. Tonto, not to be confused with tonto. Okay, so that's a little update on ADL. I'll give you a break on ADL for now, right? Because I've already spent so much time on it. But I'm going to get back to more ADL after the break. But I want to get to a call quickly, okay? How about that? Is that okay with you? Too bad! Ben in Pittsburgh, PA is on the line. What's up, Ben?
Okay.
Hey.
Everything's good.
Nice. What's up, man?
Why did you want to keep on with the ADL stuff? That was funny. That was a good little monologue you had there.
Oh, thanks, man.
I don't know. I think ADL's like they don't even know what they're doing. Someone's controlling them. I don't know.
Someone's
Maybe
controlling them. Yeah.
I think Satan is their daddy.
Yeah, Satan is the daddy of all of us, and he controls us following our thoughts.
I know.
It's so interesting how.
It's weird. I mean, I hope Elon sues them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have high hopes for the court systems, but it's kind of cool. You know, sometimes good things happen in courts. Very rarely now.
Yeah, I would say, listen, I'm not even white, but
yeah,
the majority of the racism that goes on in this country is against white people. And
if you want to call it that, yeah.
White people.
No,
but,
I said racism. If you want to call it racism.
You know, it's against white.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's against Christians, because they hate Christians.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's like white Christians, yeah, you get it the most.
And then men.
Especially straight. I mean, even though you can't be a gay white Christian. But
right. Yeah.
That's an oxymoron. But, yeah.
Yeah, and men and the rich.
They should be sued to death.
And boomers.
As a matter of fact, Elon Musk should start his own organization closely monitoring the ADL, you know?
Lisa in the chat says, a fellow Northeasterner. Nice. You're up in the Northeast in PA.
Yeah.
Nice. It's good to hear from you again, man. It's been a little while.
I know.
I didn't recognize your voice at first.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, this is all.
And you're Hispanic or something, right? Not to dox you. I don't want to dox you.
I'm brown. I'm brown as hell.
Nice. I'm down with the brown.
I can't get doxxed. That's the thing. I can't get doxxed.
You cannot get doxxed. Okay.
I mean, it's impossible to dox me.
Cool. Are you in your 20s or 30s or 40s?
Oh, I'm in my 40s.
Oh, in your 40s. Okay.
Me, you know?
Cool, man.
I mean, they could they could make my life a living hell, but they won't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, the ADLs, I don't know what it is. I mean, you know, growing up, like, you think these organizations, they actually provide something useful, but...
Oh, did you? Did you used to be liberal?
Look at it. You don't really, like, focus in on it, but I would say, like, my awakening was just the whole election of when Donald Trump ran for president in 2016, you know?
Yeah.
It was one of those situations that, like, you would hear his whole speech, but then you would, like, listen to, like, CNN or, like, MSNBC or even Fox at that time, because they were kind of like, oh, he's never going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. You guys are, like, slicing
exactly
of this conversation.
He never said all.
You guys lie about everything.
He never said
everything.
They tried to. The one of the early ones was he said all Mexicans are rapists. He never said anything of the sort. But that's the satanic, blind mama woman mind, not the good kind of mother.
Yeah, even when it came to, like, grabbing by the kitty cat.
Right.
I'm like, yo, guys talk like that. That's how we talk.
I know.
Yo, I mean, it's bad. I'm not saying it's good, but we talk like that, you know.
I don't even know if it's bad.
One heterosexual man. I'm not saying it's right, but you cannot find me one heterosexual man that hasn't said anything to that nature.
Or thought it. Yeah, exactly. Because people are perverted.
At one point in time, you might have said that, even though 99.99% of the time of your existence, you never even thought about that or spoke about that.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know,
I would disavow it were it to be said on the Hake report, but he didn't say it in public. He was talking in private with Billy Bush or whatever that guy's name.
When you're a celebrity, they let you do it, which is like what all rap stars do.
Yep, true.
All rock and roll stars. I mean, you know, you got girls throwing their bras at these rock stars.
Yeah.
You know, showing up at their hotel rooms, they let you do it.
Yeah,
So it's like he's not saying anything wrong about that.
yeah,
you know?
and evil mama spirit, well, I'm going to call him unchristian. I don't know if he thinks he's a Christian, but Anderson Cooper, who's not morally straight, called it in the debate. Oh, you
Are you talking
admitted
about
to
Vanderbilt?
Yeah, Vanderbilt's son. You admitted to sexual assault. That's not so-called sexual assault. If he said, as Dylon, my former de facto producer, said,
Well, listen,
they let you do it.
Anderson's my CIA. He's my handler. He's my CIA handler.
Oh yeah, was he part of the CIA or something like that, or a
he's,
Fed? Or
he's
something?
stupid though. He's stupid.
Somebody in the chat, Jupiter in the chat, wants to know how tall you are. Not to dox you. You don't have to answer it if you're not comfortable.
Yeah, tell him I'm 3'7", okay?
Okay, nice. But that's a great point, man.
I'm approaching 3'8". I'm approaching 3'8", though.
That's cool that you saw through the lies. The evil against Trump.
It was just blatant. It was like how stupid you have to be.
You have to be pretty. You have to be blind.
God.
You have to be blind. You have
You
to.
got to be blind. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with the whole COVID crap. I'm like, oh my God, like
Same.
what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And well, you know what? I will say this. I'm happy that people, even the people that were vaccinated, I'm happy they're actually like, okay, we're not gonna go through this again. Like, no, we're not. Stop trying to make this happen again. We're not gonna do it again. You know.
We'll see. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
I hope you're right.
I'm doing my part though.
I hope
I'm
you're
doing
right.
my part.
You're doing your
I'm
part.
on Twitter all day long. Listen, I'm on Twitter all day long.
Okay.
Whenever I see one of these fake doctors,
Yeah.
if they talk about COVID, I'll be like, masks don't work. Just simple statements.
I
You don't
disavow
gotta write
that.
a paragraph. Just say masks don't work.
I disavow that.
Vaccines is like just that's how you gotta plug
I
it. You just
disavow
gotta
all
hit them
this.
with
Stop
simple things.
talking, please. Just for the sake of my channel. You're making me nervous. I got censored for such talk. on my birthday stream.
Listen, everybody knows
I literally got no.
are safe and effective.
Yes, they're safe and effective.
Masks are safe and effective.
All right. Yeah, because my birthday stream. Did you know I got a strike from
What?
like a month later? My birthday stream, July 17th. That show was deleted, and I got a suspension for a week and a strike on YouTube for COVID vax misinformation. Which, if you listen to my show, I never talk about that, so I have no idea what they're
I haven't
referring
listened
to.
to your show in a while, but I always think about you. I'm like, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why I jump down your throat, and we don't know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it has to work a little.
Pause.
I think it does work a little, because if you close the screen door, you're not getting as much windy, breathy, fresh air as if the screen door is open.
Listen.
So I'm just gonna say that it
one
works somewhat.
One of the good things about wearing masks
Yeah.
is that people don't know if you're smiling or you're frowning.
Yeah,
So
and then
it's like you're like a ninja.
and then
You're
if you're a
like
thief, if you're a thief or Antifa,
If you're a
you can
thief,
wear it
you
and
can go
not get
in.
identified.
and then they can't identify you.
Yeah, that's another good thing
it has
about
its
it.
pros. It definitely has its pros.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, great call, Ben. It's great to hear from you. Call me again sometime. I appreciate you.
I will.
All right. Take care,
Good
man.
talking to you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, we're at the top of the hour. Let's play some music. It's no longer Men's History Month, so no more manly music. This song goes out to Evil Israel. Evil Israel. Hoot. I want to play Hoot by OK. OK is Marty Anderson, okay? O-K-A-Y, spelled out, okay? Hoot is the song. I love this song. It was playing in my mind, interestingly enough. And so was Evil Israel's super chat about my 40 or 20 viewers per staff member working on my show. And I'm clapping because I'm so excited. This is from Absolutely Kosher Records. I'm bringing him back about 2 years later. He's been asking for it for months, maybe even years, or a year, more than a year. 2005 album Low Road. It was a double album, Low Road and High Road. I don't know which was which came first. I hope you enjoy it, you musical Philistines. He has some disease, if he's still alive, Marty Anderson. And so it makes him sound like my grandma when she was alive. she like kind of a weak grandma voice. But it's a man, Marty Anderson, singing Hoot in the band OK. Enjoy, and it might be a one-man band. He might have be playing all this. But let me not gush too much and give you further ado. Here's Hoot by OK. You musical Philistines, grin and bear it, or go outside and do your thing, crack the whip, etc. Here it is. See ya in the rest of hour 2. Hang tight. Sesame Street on meth, meaning new and improved. I don't give a hoot no more. I don't give a hoot no more. I don't give a hoot. No. I don't give a hoot. No, I don't give a hoot. No, I don't give a hoot. So good. Listen to this part. No, he is not a gnome or an elf or my grandma. Thank you guys for bearing with me through that beautiful music. Is the singer a midget or something? No, he has a weak voice from having, I forget what disease, like, oh, I think it's Crohn's disease, actually. Crohn's. That's where your intestines are all messed up and you, it's terrible. I think that's, it's official. Hake is in a psychotic state. Hake cussing. Oh, no. Hake's version of hand-to-hand combat. Hake be bored with no friends. Hake probably laughed all night knowing he'd play this garbage. I woke up this morning knowing it. No, it was after I woke up. I was in the kitchen preparing my lunch when I settled on it. It was playing in my head, and I listened to my thoughts, and I played this song for you guys. But it's such a great song. You can read about Marty Anderson in various places. But thank you guys for bearing with me through that. I enjoyed it. This must be Hobbit music. I disavow kids. Don't say hoot, says Frederick, L.A. No, I do not. I think it's okay to say I don't give a hoot. I don't know if he's being sarcastic, saying being a criticizer of that type of mentality, I don't care, or if he really doesn't care, or both. But anyway, let me double check for any super chats that, indeed, there have been some super chats that have come in. Over on Buy Me a Coffee, Based America First bought 2 coffees. Follow on to Bigg Bump's reduced college admissions requirements. You know, we covered yesterday how Caltech is abandoning high school calculus and other classes that you're supposed to have completed with flying colors, passed with flying colors, in order to be admitted to Caltech. Oh, some people don't have it based on your zip code, your low income, your POC, your women. Give me a break. I don't know what it has to do with women, but California Commie Department of Education's mathematics framework, says Based America First, seeks to end accelerated math opportunities for gifted students due to racial disparities in math programs for equity, which is a communist buzzword for hamstring the whites and the Asians who would naturally advance. Students are now allowed to take data science instead of Algebra 2. Which institution lowered their requirements first? What if some students read better than others? No more books. What if some run faster than others? No more PE. What if different bodies have different organs? Commies always drive, you meaning men and women, I guess. Commies always drive everything to the lowest common denominator. Yeah, redistribution of ghettos, for example. Not to be confused with girls. Ghettos is Irish for girls. Shout out to the Irish. Somewhat white. Lowest common denominator so that everyone is miserable. Yeah, spread their misery. That's what they do. Yes, indeed, a Rooney. Yes, indeed, a Roo. Speaking of failing standards, says Based America First, Pete Buttigieg, who continually demonstrates that he knows nothing about transportation, has been allocating tax dollars to appoint a group of leading experts to advise him on transportation equity. Wow, transportation equity. A similar transportation... Oh, it is getting chilly in here. I guess we can turn up the AC 1 degree, please. Poor JLP. The blacks like it hot. The tender white likes it... Tender Hake, anyway, likes it comfortable. Turn up the AC 1 degree. Turn up the thermostat, that is, so that the AC kicks off. Please. Pete Buttigieg continually demonstrates that he knows nothing about transportation, allocating tax dollars to appoint a group of leading experts to advise him on transportation equity. A similar transportation advisory committee existed during the Obama years, but was scrapped during the Trump years. Based. Meaning par for the course, meaning what it should be. Earlier this month, Buttigieg appointed 24 new members to the committee who argue that cars, including battery electric vehicles, cause climate change and promote racism, and therefore should be phased out. Nobody can own a private vehicle because some people ride buses? Asks Based America First. Yeah, exactly. They don't like you being independent. They don't like you thriving in life, while the people who, as Jesus said, to him who has, more will be given. But for him who does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. And don't you notice that in your own life? When you have, more comes. When you don't have, meaning character, even the physical things that you have get taken from you, or your health or whatever. character. It's about character. Or at least physical discipline, because a lot of people have poor character, but they're well disciplined in life. You see them some fit people with terrible character. And they get fitter, at least physically, but then their character's lacking. And so in other areas of life, they're a mess. So, or they make money. People who have more money will make more money. All right? And that's how it goes. The people who have subscribers, they get more subscribers. But him who does not have subscribers, even those subscribers will be taken from him. It's just natural. It's natural. It's nature and nature's God. It's the laws of nature and nature's God. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yes, I do, Tennis Shoe. Women, those women who hate the fact that they, have pains in childbearing and stuff like that, they're like, oh, I want my right to abortion. And so they hate nature and nature's God. They hate being, having physical woman bodies as God made them, And the mess that they put themselves into. They don't like having responsibility for their S word that they be having, to put it black. I disavow talking black. Can't help it sometimes. I hang around blacks a little bit. Well, thank you, Base America First. You got me riled. Spoiler alert, bought a coffee over here on Buy Me a Coffee. If Elon Musk is tweeting such things regarding the ADL, and I'm going to get back to the ADL, it's only because Jewish Mafia wants him to, says spoiler alert. Oh, in come the conspiracy theories. I like spoiler alert. All part of the plan to eventually make anti-Semitism in itself a federal crime. Oh, good point. Yeah, good point. But it is entertaining, he says. Yeah. Fair point, man. I don't know if that's true. But all things work for good for those who love him, but love God. But all things work for evil for those who love Satan. And they certainly use any opportunity to turn it towards evil. And one of the evil things that Elon Musk did, inadvertently maybe, was lend credence to the false notion that anti-Semitism even exists. All right? So, fair point. Spoiler alert. Elon Musk, not so based after all. He's still a liberal, a lame liberal who believes in racism and anti-Semitism. But I like that normie. I like normies. Shout out to the normies. I'm a normie, right? I'm a bit of a normie. I'll take what I can get. I appreciate him for what he is. And that's very true. It doesn't exist. It's not real. All these people who are Jew blamers and Jew critics, they have a right to do that in America. Spiritually speaking, you do not have a right to be angry or hate or be evil. But in this world, God lets you do it, right? So who are we that we shouldn't we should make federal laws against anti-Semitism, you know what I mean? Or federal laws against racism and discrimination. So evil. Very evil. God put the authorities in charge to enforce righteousness, but he also allowed the authorities to enforce evil. And that's what anti-discrimination laws are. That's what these fake marriages are with the LGBT mess. That's what this hate crimes legislation is. It's fighting hate with hate, and hate wins. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Because ADL is all hatred and intellectualism. So sick. You're not a normie, Hake. You ask questions, says Matthew. Well, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Great super chat, man. I appreciate that. Spoiler alert. I don't know if it is that what you call the Jewish mafia or whatever wants him to. But it brings up an interesting point for sure. Quickly, this is amusing. ADL on hate numbers. Hate numbers. I have this tweet and some screenshots from the tweet from the ADL website, Anti-Defamation League website. I always read it as Kanekoa because I'm a lazy reader. I don't read it very closely. But actually, it's Kanekoa the Great. I've seen him on Twitter. He has a fairly big account, also known as X. Kanekoa, I don't know. Kanekoa the Great. According to the ADL, the number is 1 through 11, or 111, 1-11, 109/110, 12, 13, 1352/52, 13/90, 14, 14/23, 14/88, 18, 21-2-12, 211, 23, 23/16, 28, 311, 318, 33/6, 38, 43, 511. Is this annoying? 737, 83, and 88 are all hate symbols. So says Kanekoa the Great, according to the ADL. And he has these screenshots. But he says, remember, kids, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. And the ADL had said it was a hate crime. Oh, I didn't know the joke ended with the ADL calling it a hate crime. And then he says, clown world with emojis. Clown emoji, ball earth emoji. Shout out to the flat earthers. Do flat earthers use a different emoji? Is there a flat earth emoji? No. There's not even a Confederate flag emoji. Is there a communism flag emoji? I don't think there's a Nazi flag emoji. Is there an Antifa flag emoji? All the coolest looking flags are not allowed. They don't give emojis. What a shame. Is there a black nationalist flag emoji? Anyway, so here's some pictures and screenshots of this. Numbers 1A, Hassan. 2316. Let's see these explanations. I'll try to see if I can plow through these because I don't want to take too much time on it. But I just like to be edumacated. Let's get some edumamacation from the mamas on the ADL, in the ADL. They get their facts together, right? The number in combination 23/16 is a numeric symbol used by white supremacists, particularly common on the West Coast. That's where we are. Substituting the letters for numbers, the 23/16s equates to W/P, or white power. Sometimes the combination is rendered 16/23, in which case it's often intended to mean P/W. Oops, which is a slur for whites, right? That's a slur for whites. I should have bleeped that. I mean, covered it up with a black square. I don't know if you guys can read along because it's shown kind of small because I did a tall screenshot. But that top most one is the explanation on 23/16. P word wood, like a woodpecker, okay? But they switch wood and pecker for it to be a. I think that's a anti-white slur, but they're embracing it like the blacks embrace the N-word, I guess. Anyway, 28 is the white supremacist alphanumeric code per ADL for blood and honor. I guess that's letters, right? Number 2 for B, 8 for H, honor, blood and honor. An international racist skinhead group. Oh, didn't know that. Never heard of them. 311 is a number used by Ku Klux Klan members, they still exist, to refer to the Klan. The 11th letter of the alphabet is the letter K. Thus, 3 times 11 equals KKK, i.e. Ku Klux Klan. Duh. Oh, never knew that. So is that band called 311, that's called 311? Isn't that a band, 311?
Yeah, it's a dog whistle.
It's a dog whistle. Who knew? Are they soft or are they hard or both? 311.
No, they sing. Oh yeah, they sing that cover of "I Will Always Love You." Incredible.
Oh, okay. Because I only knew that because there was a band, Christian band, punk rock band that I've played before on Hake called 121, and I talked about it with my high school classmate, Asian man who used to cheat off me. Those Asians. Anyway, and he's all, you mean 311? 311 is a band. So he thought that I was talking about 311 or that Christian music was copying secular music, which it does, but 121 is not like 311. 318, also 8318. The number 318 is a white supremacist numeric symbol. 3 for C. C18 is Combat 18, British white supremacist group that occasionally develops chapters in the United States. The 18 in the name stands for AH, Adolf Hitler. Oh, see, all these numbers. 33/6, the number 33 used by the KKK, symbolizes Ku Klux Klan, I guess. And 11th letter of the alphabet is K. 3 Ks. K. What? I don't follow this one. Whatever. Members frequently follow with the letter 6 to indicate the historical era. E is the 6th letter of the alphabet, I guess. They think the Klan is the KKK era. Whatever. 38, also crossed hammers. Hammer skins. Whatever. CH, crossed hammers. 38. 38. 43. I'm going into the part B, Hassan. I'm well into part B, actually. The number 43, Supreme White Alliance. Never heard of these groups. ADL knows more about... See, you want to learn about these groups? You go to the ADL website because... and then just take whatever they say with a grain of salt. Not that they aren't evil. I have no idea. Never heard of them. SWA's initials, 1923-1, adds to the total 43. 5 words. 5 words is a phrase that some white supremacists use. I have nothing to say. Only words ever spoken to police. I have nothing to say. I did not know that. That's amusing. 511 is, because they say don't talk to the police, right? And even lawyers will tell you don't talk to the police because, police are kind of like lawyers and judges, and they use your words against you oftentimes, even when you're innocent. So it can be tricky. Especially feds, the federal police, are some of the most corrupt, and anti-white. But sometimes local cops, too. The number, or at least the politicians to whom they answer, they answer to corrupt anti-white politicians or anti-Christian. 511, numeric symbol for the Oregon-based racist prison gang, European Kindred. 511, E and K, European Kindred. Huh. Okay, 1C, 1352. I knew this one. Blacks, 13% of the population, 52% of all murders, apparently. I don't know if that's true. Apparently it is. And 90% of all violent interracial crime. Oh, I didn't know that. 1390. I thought it was 80% or over 80%, but maybe it's 90%. Depends on when it happens. Depends on what years you count and the FBI numbers that you're counting, and the FBI does an undercount. It definitely has an undercount. 14 is a numeric symbol for 14 words. We must... Oh, see, wow, they have the 14 words on their website. I disavowed the ADL's website. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. There is no future. 1423. I'm almost done, hopefully, guys. Just going to plow through this. 14 is a reference to the blah, blah, blah. 23 refers to 23 precepts. List of rules from that Southern Brotherhood. Ever heard of Southern Brotherhood? Members must follow 23 precepts. Huh. 14 words was made, I've said this story before, by a guy who, according to Wikipedia, was implicated in the assassination of a Jewish journalist. Like he drove the car or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. 1488, I've heard of that one. 14 words, and then 88 stands for HH, 8th letter, Hail Hitler. I disavow all these things, of course. Hate on display, 737. is a numeric symbol used by Public Enemy number 1, P-E-N-I, Penny? I don't know. A California-based white supremacist gang present on California's streets. Where are these people? Not in L.A. I did hear that there was something that happened in El Monte way back where I grew up, which is Mexican-dominated and Asian. But there was some whites down in El Monte, California, east suburb of East LA. The numbers 737 represent the letters P, D, and S on a telephone keypad. The initials PDS stands for Penny Death Squad, another name for the group. 83. Oh, 83. This is one is from Jake Shields. Remember I was covering how Jake Shields, Hail Christ or Hail Christ, depending on how you spell it. H-E-I-L or H-A-I-L. Racist and anti-Semitic religious sect Christian identity, he says, or ADL says. 88, Hail Hitler, that thing. Jake Shields put the OK sign. Terrible. Jake Shields. Show that last one, number 2. Jake Shields and Kanekoa the Great both gave the OK sign, and that's considered white power, stand for white power, because the 3 fingers up look like a W, and the arm with the closed index and thumb thing make a P looking thing. And that was like a troll thing, and then it became maybe real. We don't know. But the mainstream media fell for it. The ADL was correcting the record. They were saying that you got trolled, mainstream media, but now they've kind of embraced it. So what a mess. Oh, this is funny. Quick thing before calls. You know how hashtag ban the ADL was trending? Show clip 21. This is 25 seconds from my competitor. That too serious guy, and I'm kind of being a little facetious, calling him too serious. Keith Woods. He's Irish, I think. We'll count him as white. He exposed Alex Jones, saying that we don't need to ban the ADL because they're the closest thing to Hitler there is, or something. Sort of a straw man, I think. But it's funny. 25 seconds. Here's based Alex Jones, my competitor, of Infowars.com, who's been a guest on the JLP show. JLP's been his guest. JLP's frequently on banned.video on War Room with Owen Schroyer, pretty much on a monthly basis. Here he is saying, we don't like to ban people, so we're not like them. Here's Alex Jones.
News here. Oh, the ADL, ban the ADL trending. No, we're not like the ADL. We don't want to ban people and arrest people, and we're not pro-Hitler like they are, literally. They're the most pro-Hitler organization I've ever seen in action. No, we don't ban them. They're allowed to have their horrible, evil, anti-American views, but they're not allowed to commit the crimes they commit against the public. We'll talk about all that when we come back. Stay with us.
Nice. So it was just a tease. It was a teaser leading into like a big old segment about the ADL, but he makes the point that we're not for banning them because we're not into banning people. Let evil be evil. But it's interesting. They may be violating Twitter's terms of service in that they're trying to undermine Twitter, right? So, whatever. Just a side comment, just amusing. Right on, Alex Jones. I find him entertaining, amusing, and I like his voice. Hey, come on over here, coward. I hate you. Nice. Let me get, excuse me, I messed up my voice talking like Alex. Let me get to Frederick in Los Angeles, California. Frederick, thanks for calling, man. How you doing?
Good morning, Hank. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing all right, I just wanted to ask you, why didn't you play all them numbers yesterday when you had a black man on your show not believing in racism? The word racist came up in them numbers like 40 times.
Oh, but that's a fake. That was. It didn't come up in the numbers. It came up in the ADL's
meanings of the number.
The ADL's imagination. What are you laughing?
It's all an imagination. You know, they've been around for a long time.
Who, ADL?
Yeah.
Yes, imagination has been around for a long time too. Eve imagined that that fruit looked awfully good. In her imagination, that fruit looked like it was going to taste good, and she imagined being equal with God, with having the knowledge of good and evil. And so, an imagination has been around longer than even the ADL, and it's been evil and a lie.
But how can you let a people in power cancel you, but you don't fight back to cancel them? You agree with Alex Jones about not canceling nobody, but they're in power and you have to disavow for the sake of your channel.
Right. Because they're in power and I'm not. So I'm anti-banning anybody until I get in power, and then maybe we'll see if I start banning people.
You'll never get in power if you can't speak up.
I'm in power. I'm in power over my own dying show.
No, you're working for them on they got you on a gag order.
Right, but I still have power. I have power over my graduates.
No.
Yeah, I have. I have some worldly power over my graduates, and blacks have power too. Did you know that blacks have power? Worldly.
You have as much power as Smokey has over Debo. That mind control.
I don't know that reference.
Okay, you probably don't.
Okay. I was sheltered as a kid. Did you know that blacks? You know how blacks say they can't be racist because racism involves power and blacks don't have power, but they do have they do have physical worldly power, the power to kill and steal and rape disproportionately white people. So
the power to kill.
That's not real. That's not real ultimate power. Remember real ultimate power?
Any coward can kill somebody. That's not power.
Any of you guys remember real ultimate power? I like ninjas. Do you remember real ultimate power? It's an internet thing from way back in like the year 2000. Oh, no. Nick gotta know real ultimate power. realultimatepower.com or something like that. It has ninjas. I just start I don't know. Ninjas are so cool.
Are you trying to signal on me or something, man?
No. I'm just going off on a tangent. I'm going off on a tangent like
Don't be talking about ninjas while we on the phone.
Yeah, I know.
Calm like a mug.
Oh, no, I wasn't even using it racially. I know that some people use the term ninjas instead of N-word.
Yeah,
that's not what I meant.
What I'm saying.
No, I didn't mean that at all.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
I was talking
know
about
where that tangent was coming from.
No.
But anyway.
But I meant, isn't that an interesting point? That it's not actual spiritual power, and it's not very powerful in terms of political power, I guess. But they do ruin people's physical lives, or at least their physical days. Oftentimes, you know.
The only time that you and Nick talk about black power and their voice is the voice that certain people let them have to speak on degenerate stuff. They don't give them a voice to speak on positive stuff. But like the Black Hebrew Israelites in Baltimore, no news station covered it. You know how they do. Anything positive with 400 black men in the street all dressed up in purple don't need no coverage. But as you say, our voice is only used to promote sports, court gesture type, Rome days, activities as entertainment and influencers on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
but I mean,
you don't even need education.
But that's what people are naturally into. You know, the false powers. Yeah, the false powers that be have plausible deniability in that. That's what's naturally somewhat more popular is the degenerate stuff. The degenerate stuff, the wild, entertaining, evil stuff is more popular than the good, boring stuff.
Only because they get paid for it.
It's not only because of that, man. People are just look at how what sparks the calls on my show but mess, or on the JLP show but mess. But I mean, JLP is now getting real calls about real life issues and relationships. You know, people living in their imagination and coming out of the imagination and the thoughts. But
I ain't seen nobody come out of their imagination yet. Everybody's walking around unconscious.
oh, well, then you're not listening very closely to the JLP show.
I'm listening. I'm talking about watching. Where's all the people that got perfect peace?
You're listening, but you're not hearing because you don't have ears
I'm
to
hearing.
hear.
Yeah.
Him who has ear, as Jesus said in the Bible, he who has ears to hear, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. And apparently, maybe you don't have ears to hear if you're not hearing people waking up.
Oh, yeah, they waking up all right.
Oh.
They looking at this system, and they thinking Dr. Cornel West can help Trump win with that platform. You ain't hear about that?
Trump, Cornel West, Donald Trump, Cornel West 2024. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. He's a spoiler candidate.
I would not vote.
And I'm
I would
telling
not
you,
vote for
they're
Trump
gonna
if
pay
he picked.
attention about going against the establishment.
I don't know what I would do,
think Trump
but I'm
go
going to
against
say
capitalism.
I don't know what I would do, but I'm going to say I would not vote for Trump if he were to pick Cornel West for his running mate.
Oh,
That's how bad. That's how bad I hate Peter Pan. Cornel West.
All right.
Cornel West is Peter Pan. He just lives in his imagination.
No, he don't. He talk about some real topics. And
No.
Bernie come out trying to hate on him, and he did the same thing when he came out as an independent, so he need to hush.
Who?
Bernie Sanders, when he tried to run as an independent, now he's saying, oh, he's trying to hurt Biden. We're at a time that we don't need an independent splitting the vote.
That's
but
funny.
He did the same thing.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders is a joke. I agree with you. He's a
He did
a
the
lame-o.
same thing back when he was running.
He's not an honest man. People think that he's honest. People claim that he's honest. No, he's not.
He got some property and some money, I mean, but he's still about honestly closing the wealth gap. That's what's most important. We got to close that wealth gap.
No, we don't.
That's what's hurting America and dividing the people.
No, it's not.
It is.
No,
too.
anger
I'm
is.
telling you right now.
Anger, bitterness, envy, strife. Those are what's dividing the country.
And the wealth gap is what's causing all of that.
No, it's
You
not.
just named.
No, that's the excuse.
Yes, it is.
Nope. No,
You
it's
don't
not.
know what you're talking about.
No.
Just say, I don't know.
No, you.
Give me an I don't know.
I'm not going to give you an I don't know because I know that this is not true. Because because you didn't hear, apparently you did not have ears to hear when I shared. Did you ever hear Jesus say, to him who has, more will be given, but from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken from him?
Look, these are phrases you come up with in the Bible.
That's in the Bible. It's a fact.
I don't believe just because it's in. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Just 'cause it's in the Bible
nature.
means it's a fact.
No, but okay. How come I don't have as many subscribers as PewDiePie? How come we don't have equal numbers of subscribers? All of us, everybody.
Because you're not as entertaining.
Right. So that means the same thing with wealth gap. You're not as.
But who runs YouTube?
The wealthy people.
They want you to get subscribers off of degeneracy.
The wealthy.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
The laws of nature and nature's God is that in a worldly sense and in a spiritual sense, when you have wealth, you gain more. When you don't have wealth and you don't have the character to build it or the discipline to build it, at least, you don't gain it. Same thing with subscribers and all of life. Look at the guys who get girls. The guys who get girls, they get girls. And the guys who don't get girls, they don't get girls.
But they can change. You ever seen that movie,
Right.
Can't Buy Me Love? Where that
Same
dude
thing
paid
with
that
the
girl to date him,
pores. Same
and
thing
he
with
got cool.
I haven't seen that, but same thing with the pores. The pores can change too.
Yeah, I know.
Stop
That's
being
what we talking
poor.
about. We need to change the poor.
Stop
and
being
close
poor.
the wealth gap.
No, you just tell them to shape up or ship out. That's what we should tell the
Skip
homeless.
out word.
Huh?
Come on now.
What?
Stop it.
Stop what? Isn't
Skip
that a great
out word.
ship out? Shape up or ship out? Isn't that a great phrase?
No.
Yes,
That's
we should tell that to the
You've
homeless.
never been in the military.
Oh, what's that mean? Explain the
You
reference.
don't know that's military talk?
I go ahead.
Shape up or
Explain.
go
Explain.
home.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice. See? Isn't that
These
that
people,
great?
These homeless ain't got a home to go to. So what are you saying? They going home to.
They're going out to wander in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights or 40 years until they
You ain't got
get them.
no heart. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Hank. Stop it.
We're not supposed to have a heart. We're men.
Yeah. All right.
I know it's not Men's History Month.
It's called mercy.
I know, but misplaced mercy is oftentimes destructive.
Who says we got to misplace it?
You ever heard of enablement?
Yes, but that's not what.
Isn't that what the homeless situation is? They're enabled to be homeless. Just like Ukraine is enabled to keep the fighting and killing of their own people and of Russians going by globo homo. And the anti-globo homo, also evil people are enabling Russia with support. So it's evil supporting evil.
Your big worry should be these immigrants. These immigrants
evil
been in the country.
Evil supporting evil, fighting evil. Evil wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, interesting call, man. Yeah, so those numbers are not proof of anything. Those numbers are proof of imagination and blaming others, looking outside yourself rather than within at your own evil.
That's the rule book right there of the government.
Didn't you have to look
Y'all can't get rid of the ADL. Y'all have a rule book, and there's hate crime still on dockets today, and you can act like it don't exist. If you patriots start acting up, you seeing them dish out 18 years and 10 years.
Did you just call me a patriot?
No,
you said you patriots.
They better shape up. Yeah, I'm talking to the world listening. They passing out numbers.
You called us? Did you call us patriots though? Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Ain't that what that is on your laptop? That's what that is on your laptop, covering up that Confederate flag. I see it.
Yeah, the beautiful rebel flag. Patriots.
Yeah, that's a patriot up there. Are you disassociating with patriots?
No, I appreciate. I disavow patriots when they're like the Proud Boys and they're getting 17, 18, and 10 years in prison for the January 6th stuff. I disavow them so that I don't get that prison time. But I say, chin up, kings. We're praying for you. Pray for the persecuted Proud Boys and the persecuted patriots, because we pray for all people, including our enemies.
All right. Pray for the black.
Thank you, man. Yes.
While
them
you
too.
in the silent prayer.
Nice.
Pray for reparations and Dr. Cornel West too.
All right. Thanks, man. Good advice. Take care.
All right. Have a good one. Hey.
You as well. By the way, Joel Friday will be live in about a little over 15 minutes. Let me get to Bigg Bump in California, I believe. Bigg Bump, how you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you doing, James?
Doing well as well.
So, check this out. So, you're talking to Frederick about homeless getting into that situation.
Yeah.
So, about 10 minutes ago, I walked to the local Sprouts next to me and pick up a few items. Mexican homeless lady walks up to me and says, can you spare change? I'm hungry. I'm starving. I told her, no, not today. Sorry. I walk around again. She finds me again, asks me the same question, and then proceeds to throw. She threw some mints at me.
Wow.
So the thing with helping people, enabling them, that's the problem. She probably gets told yes 1,000 times and maybe no 10% of that time.
Interesting.
And, she's entitled to that.
Spoiled.
And yeah. And it was just perfect timing for Frederick to bring up that. And,
yeah,
that's not the way to go.
That's funny, man.
Out.
That's so true. JLP has talked about that too. They get mad at you. I saw a homeless yesterday after our show that you and I co-hosted yesterday.
Right.
During American Anchor Baby, I went out to Santa Monica, and I was walking up the street, or just walking/jogging, and across the street I see this black guy sagging, elderly too. He has bald and then gray hair, but fairly fit. And he was shouting at a white couple, a white man with his presumably girlfriend standing in the corner, and he threw down like a water bottle and was like cussing, I assume. I couldn't really tell what he was saying. And then he was acting like he wanted to fight, and he threw out another water bottle, and then he left his belongings behind him and walked up shadow boxing, acting like he was going to hit. And he was boxing hard. It looked pretty good. But I'm like, wow, pretty energetic for a bald, graying, fit black man. But physically, he looked good, but spiritually and mentally, he was possessed, like how you say. And and I can only assume that he was homeless. You know, he had that look. So yeah, they're angry and evil, and this help is not helping.
Right. Yeah. That you see the evil in her after. Before, I can tell she looked half drunk. Also, she had like food on her face, kind of. And she also threw one of the guys that works there threw like a plate of mashed potatoes at him. Wow. I didn't know about that until they told him what happened to me. Just so yeah, just evil. It's out of control too.
And you know what? People get mad about it or complain about it or feel sorry for them, and none of it is good. Like we have more authority over them. Godly authority over all the. I almost called them animals, but I disavow calling them dehumanizing language. But they don't act civilized, act more civilized. Yeah. And they're spoiling business. Makes you not want to go to Sprouts, I bet, if you were weaker.
Yeah. And that was the thing. The manager ran over and he's like, "Man, sorry about that. Yeah. We'll get her out." She just walked out, but yeah, that'll to some, especially a weaker person or a weak person, that'll just turn them away from coming in there.
We should be driving them out, not us being driven out by them.
Driving us away.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that was just quick.
That's what I mean by shape up or ship out. They should shape up or ship out. Like and don't hate them, don't judge them. Like Joel Friday said, don't judge the homeless, but don't hate them. Don't be angry, but deal with natural God-given authority.
Right.
Go Black Lives Matter on you. Nice, man.
Yeah, so that was a quick one, just to elaborate on that homeless situation. It's just out of control.
Yeah, it really is. It's bad.
You have to stop. You have to stop it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, I'll let you get back to your show.
Thank you, man.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Yeah. All right.
Bigg Bump. Bigg Bump from California. BIGG BUMP. Yeah, there's a time to help and there is a time not to help. Read the 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Little thin piece of book, as JLP calls it, by Jesse Lee Peterson. There is a audio version. There's a PDF version, which is Kindle. And there is the physical version. We have a few copies left. Get them before they sell out, I believe, right? Unless they're already sold out. You can go to rebuildingtheman.com/stores to get yours, and it says, help people, but there's a time to help, there's a time not to help. Helping often hurts. Almost always. Especially in America. Speaking of Bigg Bump, I want to get to this story real quick. I have these screenshots, Hassan. NASCAR blasted this was a story that Bigg Bump and we were disrupting the closing song of Running for the Prize by Mary Rice Hopkins with Bigg Bump yesterday. Bigg Bump and I co-hosting. Breitbart reports, and so does Daily Wire. Shout out to Breitbart and Daily Wire. Based. I chuckle because I kid a little bit. But NASCAR was blasted for a blatantly illegal, quote unquote, diversity internship program. NASCAR. That's that car racing sports so-called thing. Blatantly illegal diversity internship program that excludes whites from applying. Huh? The car racing organization's diversity internship program. Interns. I've had some interns before. I have an intern right now. They help you out. They learn the tricks of the trade. They build up their own. Either they really believe in what you're doing, want to help out for free, or sometimes they're paid, or they want to get in the door and become an employee or whatever, or a partner or whatever. Business partner. Don't get nervous, okay? We don't do that degenerate stuff. Directly lists this diversity internship program directly lists specific racial requirements for the applicants eligible to join the program per criteria on this NASCAR, NASCAR, all caps. I wonder how the hoity-toity New York Slimes would spell NASCAR. Would they spell it all caps and or just capitalize the first letter and then lowercase all the rest of the letters? Or would they put NASCAR with periods after them? I don't even know. But anyway, applicants must be a member of one or more of the following races/ethnic minority classifications: Black or African American, no such thing, unless you're African. American Indian or Alaska Native. Oh, can you show me in the lower corner just so that there's a little bit of movement on this? Thanks, Hassan. American Indian or Alaska Native. I like how they said American Indian, at least. They didn't call it Native American. We, the whites, are the Native Americans. Asian, Latino, or Hispanic, Native Hawaiian. If you're born in whatever. Or other Pacific Islander, not listed, Caucasian, white, or even European. Racial requirements, blatantly illegal. Oh, Lord, because you're not allowed to discriminate. Title VII of the 1866. 1866 or 1966? Got to be 1966. It's got to be a typo. So-called Civil Rights Act, per David Bernstein, a professor at George Mason University's Antonin Scalia School of Law. Hey, Scalia, rest in peace. One of the good justices, I think, if there is such a thing. Having 100% quota for minorities, so-called, for a position is illegal even under a very generous view of what is allowed, Bernstein told the Daily Wire. I think you can be mixed, something like that. They said something about being mixed. Let me see. I want to see if they had mixed, because that might have been interesting too. The Pit Crew Development Program, which is, I don't know if that's the same thing. The racing organization has similar racial stipulations for its Pit Crew Development Program, driver development programs, supplier diversity program, all connected to its Drive for Diversity program. Oh, okay. Show the, oh, yeah. Nice. Look at that. How embarrassing. I think this is a Daily Wire reporter tweet. Spencer Lindquist. He's a Daily Wire reporter, and he's on X, which is Twitter. Spencer Lindquist, I think. And he was tweeting about this, and he shared the article. He might have been the author of the Daily Wire article. But Breitbart shared it as well. These are, sort of normie, somewhat approved conservative organizations, media organizations. The Pit Crew Development Program goes even further to exclude whites and notes that applicants who identify as 2 or more races are also eligible, but only if they identify with more than one of the above 5 races. Apparently, a person who identifies as one of the approved 5 races is still ineligible if their second race is white, according to the understanding of Warner Todd Hudson, I guess, who wrote this article in Breitbart that I was showing you earlier. So if you're half white or part white, you're part black and part white, you can't identify as the white part. What a mess. Get rid of identity. Terrible. Shameful. So that's that story. Let's see. What does this tweet say that Hassan is showing here? NASCAR, diversity. Oh, show the number 3 tweet. It says Drive for Diversity. Ugh. See, all these organizations that are supposedly started by the whites, they're nasty. Like my screen is covering up, but it says drive for diversity. Lame. Dumb. You can take me off for a second there, and then we'll move on. Look at this. Look at this right here. Drive for diversity. It's basically like what my first caller, CJ, said. I'm NASCAR and I'm not morally straight. I believe in this fake idea. Diversity is not a value. It's irrelevant at best, or occasionally, rarely, like a slight benefit, or a big harm, overall harm, dragging down with division. God, you can take that down and put me. God, oh yeah. They're look at all these people. It's not whites, a bunch of not whites and females maybe, not sure. Oh, females, all black in this Coca-Cola NASCAR thing. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm done with that thing. Thank you, Hassan. So that's a mess. Guys, what was I starting to say? I forgot what I was starting to say. Oh. It's dumb. It's undermining. Self-undermining. That's what evil is. Undermines yourself and others. Okay, guys, this has been the Hake Report. We got to end because Joel Friday is coming here. I'm late. I am remiss in not ending the show. Enjoy, what's this song? It's by Mary Rice Hopkins. Little is much. I was singing it before we started this stream. Hope you enjoy it. Adios, America. Bye. I'll read your super chats tomorrow if I missed them. I got to get out of the way. Joel Friday TV coming up next. American Anchor, baby. After him. Bye.
Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much when you know who you are. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much.
All right, I got to get out.
David was a shepherd who came to pray. Oh Lord, there's a giant in my way. And with this slingshot, Goliath was slain. And down he came like a giant earthquake. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much when you know who you are. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much. Zacchaeus was small, he could not see, and so he climbed up high in a tree. Jesus said, come down and follow me. Hear these words that I speak. I have come for the children, I have come for you. And through my name, greater things you will do. Whether you are a baby brand new, or if you are 102. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much when you know who you are. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much when you know who you are. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much. Moses never liked to speak, and when he tried, his knees got weak. He felt such pressure, he was under the heat, but with the words God gave him, he parted the sea. Little is much when he lives in your heart. Little is much